no compensation.
Pero si estamos trabajando con nomás EXP es el único que el seller pay la compensation.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, the seller is paying the compensation either directly to you, arriba, or se lo paga al listing broker y el listing broker te hace un compensation agreement y tú lo pones ahí. But you gotta have that signed. You gotta have that signed before you submit the offer. Si lo tienes arriba, no importa. ¿Por qué? Because it is signed aquí, literalmente, del seller. Ya está signed. But then this is just for information purposes. There's no signatures de nadie. There's no signatures. So because there's no signatures, you need to have the compensation in between agreement, in between brokers. Like, I know that it's a lot of information, but like you have to like read it. Just take it to your toilet. Just take it and just read it. Just like de verdad, like, because I know it's a lot of information. Sometimes I do it because I'm like, dude, like, ¿cómo me voy a aprender todo esto? ¿Cómo voy a saber and this and that? And then I just read, oh, okay. And then I read the comas and the dots and I'm like, oh, okay. Porque cuando estás aquí arriba, cuando estás pidiendo las concesiones, it was like, dependiendo, hay unos, ya te voy a decir cómo las ponen. Okay, because dependiendo, unos dicen, oh, no puedes poner aquí el 3% of the sales price. Entonces te quedas así como que, ¿por qué no? No, es que lo tienes que meter aquí al buyer's expenses because the buyer's agent, it's a buyer's expense. Dices, yeah, it is a buyer's expense, but I don't want to mix it with the closing cost. I don't want to mix it with the credits. I don't want to mix it with the money that I'm asking to pay those closing, to buy down the rate, to use it for a rental rebate because they need to pay their 2 months notice on the rental. We good? 100%?
No.
Any doubt?
Review.
Any doubt? Any doubt? Any doubt?
That's.
Now or forever? Okay, so that would be the purchasing agreement. Third-party financing. Let's say she's getting an FHA. So FHA, it has different loans. Section FHA, she's using because the house is in great shape, 203B. 203B. That's the name of the loan for the residential FHA. Okay. I've had 203K. 203K, it's whenever they need to replace the whole floor, or they need to do the kitchen because it's not in a good shape. En third-party financing addendum. Es que los abrí todos de un solo. Ya. Okay. Now, FHA insured loan of not less than, y aquí también te dice excluding any finance MIP. So, what amount is the one that I'm going to put right there? The amount that I'm going to put right there, it's the loan amount. So, if she is 265 minus the 3.5%, Her loan amount is $255,725. That's the loan amount right here. $255,725. Why this amount? It's not the $265, because the loan itself, that's the amount of the loan. ¿Dónde está fecha aquí? 255,725. That's the loan. Why is not the 265? Because she's putting the down payment, so that money she doesn't own it. She doesn't owe it. She only owes the 255. That's her loan. That's her loan amount. The 255,725, excluding amortizable monthly for no less than 30 years. What's the length of the loan? The length of the loan is 30 years. With interest not to exceed, she got a great interest. We said she got a 5.99 per annum for the first, how many years? 30 years.
Pero ahí no importa lo que cueste la casa.
No, ahí es lo que el préstamo. Ahí es el préstamo. Porque lo que FHA está insure financing. Eso es el préstamo que ellos están asegurando. Entonces, eso es lo que va. Luego, the 30 years of the loan with origination changes as shown on buyer's loan estimated not to exceed, y siempre le pongo 1%. ¿Por qué? Para que no le vayan a decir, oh sí, los costos de originación van a ser 1,500 y luego me salen con 3,500. They can change 1%, but they can change like 20%. Porque al final te agarran y luego estás ahí para terminar. Ah, no, es que ahora son estos. No. Origination. Los de lender. Los cargos de lender. So this is an FHA, right? So approval of financing. Approval for the financing described above be deemed to have been obtained when buyer approval and property approval are obtained. Time is of the essence of this paragraph, and strict compliance with the time of performance is required. Why? Because aquí viene el approval. Aquí es, this contract is not subject to buyer obtaining approval. Please do not check that ever if you're an FHA. If you click that and the house appraised for $10,000 less, even $2,000 less, your buyer's not going to get the house, or we have to pay out of pocket that difference of price. Si la casa se aprecia por 260 and we're offering 265, either your buyer comes with those $5,000 extra or doesn't get the house. Y si le da aquí and he doesn't want to pay the extra $5,000, guess what? He just lost his earnest money. This contract is subject to buyer obtaining buyer's approval. If buyer cannot obtain buyer's approval, buyer may terminate this contract within. Yo puse 21 días, ¿verdad? So I can either do 21 para el survey. ¿Te acuerdas que pusimos 21 para el survey? Or I can do 22. Why? Because these are the days that my buyer has to get approved for the loan. If he cannot get approved, if he gets approved before or after, like good, great. But just imagine that we are passing 21 and it's already 5 o'clock, and then at 6 a.m. the lender is like, hey, I cannot approve it. We already passed by. He's not, even if the lender sends me that letter, I can't claim the earnest money. I'm already 21 days, I'm 1 day off. He already lost his earnest money. So these are the days that my buyer has to have for approval of the loan. FHA required provision. Here is where you do put the 265. Here we're going to do the 265. And why? Because if we read, it says, if the financing described above involves FHA, insured, or VA financing, it is expressly agreed that notwithstanding any other provision of this contract, the purchaser buyer shall not be obligated to complete the purchase of the property described herein or to incur any penalty by forfeiture of earnest money.
Pero solamente si es FHA o VA. Si es convencional no se le pone.
No, si es convencional no pones nada. You don't even touch it. This is only if it's FHA and VA. So you see, if the house doesn't appraise for this, they can get out. They can get their earnest money. That's when you're going to negotiate with the listing agent. They're going to say, hey, they're like, oh, well, we were giving you $5,000 on closing costs. They're like, okay, if it appraised for 260, okay, let's do 260, 3% and 5,000. That's it. Unless it's a house that it's right next to their best friend's house and they're willing to give the $5,000 to pay it out of pocket. Okay? Then you got signatures, inspector information. Once you have the address, once you do have the address, 2, my buyer, and I put Rosalie, there you go, and I put Rosalie. A ver. Okay. Rosalie from the agency team. The address, the date, and then is he going to choose an inspector? Oh yeah, I want to inspect the property. Okay, please sign it. A sign field. Rosalie has to sign there. And she is choosing to hire an inspector. Oh, you know what? I think it's not a great idea to hire an inspector. You know, I'm going to be off for $400, blah, 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 blah. Boom. Okay, sign it. You don't want it? Sign it.
¿Cuál es esa?
The inspector information. All these documents, I know it's like, ay, que pinches documentos. This is to protect y'all. You don't even have no idea how many realtors have lost their license because they didn't provide this to their buyers, and then, es que no me dijo que yo tenía que ocupar un inspector.
Pero ahí dice opcional, ¿no importa?
No, es opcional. Es opcional, si ellos quieren o no quieren, pero mira, I choose to hire. Ah, ¿no quieres? I choose not to hire. No. 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 Mira, not submitted. It's required. Mm-hmm.